My name is Jack McNaught and I'm studying drama with English. I chose to study at Kingston because when I came here I was very impressed not only with the university itself but with the town and the location that it's in. The town's really pretty, really nice. It kind of gives the impression that it's a bit of a student town, so it's quite quiet when students aren't here, which I particularly liked. So it means that there's always someone around that you can talk to and mingle with, which is really cool. When I went to the open day, the lecturers came across as a lot nicer than some of the other universities, a lot more approachable, a lot friendlier. And so that was probably one of the biggest deciding factors, if not the biggest. The aspect of the course that I enjoy the most is how it can be tailored to suit what you want to do. It's modular based, so you can choose to go in whatever direction you want, and you can choose to do a lot of different things. There's so much variety, and especially with drama. So you could do things that were previously inaccessible as well, like cabaret or clown, things that you might not even have heard of or knew even existed that you could learn, and so that's particularly interesting about university. I did study drama at school at A-level and GCSE, and studying it at university is very different in the sense that there's so much more that you can do. At A-level it tends to be very much about naturalistic acting, Stanislavski, which is very interesting but becomes very boring. And so here at university you can do things like a clown, with the aim of then putting on a clown performance in Kingston in front of a public audience, which from history has been really successful and is very enjoyable. You could do things like cabaret, where you can do burlesque, stand-up comedy, dance, comedy sketches. It's limitless, and they have a very successful run of cabaret acts in Kingston at a couple of the local bars and venues, which is really interesting. And if you end up coming here, you should, then you will get to see these. But you can, of course, still do things like naturalism. And what's particularly good about naturalism at this uni is it's taught by a professional actor, and so he helps you to gives you advice on how to get into the industry as well as very interesting stories from his past experiences in the industry. So yeah, there's a huge choice at uni. Available resources at Kingston, apart from the Reg Bailey building itself, which is a building entirely separate of any other part of the university that just holds the drama students, which is amazing. We also do have quite a few lectures at the Rose Theatre itself, in the Rose Studio, which is a small sort of room where you can practice and rehearse and whatever, which is very interesting. We have a lot of connections with the Rose Theatre. We've put on several productions in the past on the main stage, and especially during summer when the International Youth Arts Festival's on. We often send quite a few performances there, and they often get really good reviews. The drama building, the Reg Bailey building, has the main performance space, RB7, which is basically a small theatre in its own right. And then there's lots of rehearsal spaces around it. It's where all the lecturers are based as well, so if you ever need to talk to them about a drama-related question, they're always there 24/7, and they're always happy to help you, which is very nice. The teaching methods that are used at Kingston University, in your first year particularly, you will have lectures. You have sort of 2 lectures a year, where the whole year comes together, but that's only for first year. For second year and third year, it's mainly seminar-based, where you're in groups of between 20 and 30 people, which is really good because you don't stay with the same group all the time. You mix around a lot, so you're always with different people, which is very interesting because you get to know everyone on your year, which is really exciting. In terms of exams for the drama department, they have practical exams, so performances, but they also but it's mainly essay and coursework based, so you end up doing sort of 3 or 4 2,000 to 3,000 word essays. Don't let that put you off. They're actually quite interesting to write because it's things that you want to write about. You have much more scope to choose what you want to do, what you want to write about, so choose something that interests you. I have worked part-time while studying, not so much in the first year because I managed to save up during summer, which saw me through the whole year on a budget of about £60 a week. and that was fine. I didn't often go over that. But my second year now, although I saved again over summer, I had more free time, and so I've got a part-time job just working at the student union, working in the student shop, which is particularly good for students because they know you have to study, and so they will cater to your needs, and they will give you hours enough that you can still do work and still do rehearsals and still go out and have a good time. But also working at the student shop, you go on a lot of socials with the other students as well, which is really cool. But not with just people from your year, but with people from first and second year. So they all come together, which is really exciting. So yeah, it's definitely possible to have a part-time job whilst studying at university. My graduation plans are a little bit up in the air at the moment, but what university teaches you is that it gives you the options to do many things. You might come into university with just one firm job in mind, but after having a year spent at uni doing different courses and things like that, you realise there's actually a huge variety of jobs out there that you can choose. And so whereas I came into uni with the intention of becoming an actor when I came out of it, or doing a MA course at a drama conservatoire afterwards, I'm now starting to think, well, actually I could do directing or film editing, anything really. And so it's a little bit up in the air, but hopefully after the third year, where you have quite a few seminars and things about life after uni, I'll have a firmer understanding. But yeah, I guess you could say I'd quite like to be an actor after uni.